Hey everyone, thanks for stopping by. Today we're chatting about Hades, the awesome roguelike rack and slash game made by Supergiant Games. If you haven't heard about it yet, or you're just curious about whenever it's worth your time, stick with me. I'm gonna break down what the game is about, what's cool about it, and why it might be so great, and ultimately answer the big question: should you play Hades? Let's jump into the underworld. So, what's the big deal with Hades? In this game, you play as Zagreus, the rebellious son of Hades. Your mission is simple: escape the underworld and find your mom, Persephone. But here's the twist: each time you try, you're likely to die. And that's all part of the fun. Every time you fail to escape, you get to return to the House of Hades, where you meet a bunch of interesting characters and learn more about the mysterious world you're now stuck in. The games blend Greek mythology with fast, challenging combat. You get help from various Olympian gods who offer you boons, abilities that increase your skills and give you an edge during combat. With 6 possible different weapons available, from the sword, spear and bow to the shield, gauntlets and even a gun, everyone can feel totally different. Now, let's talk about the strengths of the game. Hades is built around the idea that you learn as you play. Each time you die, you return to the House of Hades, and you pick up a little bit more about the story and new strategies to try during your next run. This makes every new attempt feels fresh. The challenge of mastering enemy attacks and figuring out which combinations of boons and weapons work best really keeps you coming back. You might think that a game where you die over and over can't have a deep story, but Hades will prove you wrong. Every run adds bits of new dialogue and extra layers to the character. The relationships you build with the residents of the underworlds add a personal touch, and the history of Zagreus, his family and the gods slowly unfolds in a way that keeps you hooked. One of my favorite parts of Hades is the combat, with 6 different weapons, which, if its own style and upgrades, you're never forced to play the same playstyle. Whenever you love up close fighting or prefer taking down enemies from distance, Hades has got you covered. And the Olympian's boon can totally change your tactics mid-run, forcing you to make instant decisions and adapt. Hades also has striking visuals with bright colors and stylish character designs that bring Greek mythology to life. The music is also a perfect match for the action whenever you're in the thick of battle or just wandering the halls of the House of Hades. The soundtrack makes your experience even more satisfying. While the game can be tough, it's designed so that every challenge feels fair. Even when a run seems impossible, the games will give you a chance to learn and improve. That balance between being difficult and rewards make each victory feels earned. Of course, nothing is perfect. Here are a few points that might give some players pause. Because the game is a roguelike, you are running through very similar environments and facing similar enemies repeatedly. If you're not into learning from trial and error, or if you like more variety in every level, the repetition might eventually feel a bit too predictable. The game also doesn't hold your hand. At first, the fast-paced action and complex level upgrades, boons and enemy types can feel a bit overwhelming. It will take a while to get comfortable with the controls and understand which combinations work best for you. This might discourage players who prefer a more straightforward approach. Sometimes the random nature of which upgrades and items you get during a run can really throw you off. There are moments when you're doing a good run and suddenly things just not start going your way, which might feel a bit unfair. While this unpredictability adds excitement to the game, it can also feel frustrating if you're having an off day. Because the story is revealed gradually over many runs, some players might feel that the narrative develops too slowly. And there's also a problem that if you do too well or go too far on earlier runs, you will skip dialogues or having them appear later on when they don't feel like they match anymore. That can throw players off quite a bit. So, should you give Hades a try? Here's my take. Hades is perfect for players who enjoy games where every run teaches something new. The game rewards persistence and strategic thinking, making every successful escape feel like a real achievement. Despite the repetitive structure, the game narrative is rich and filled with interesting characters. You learn more about Greek mythology and the personality of gods and monsters as you progress, which can be a big draw for those who enjoy the lore. With the 6 distinctive weapons and tons of boons to mix and match, everyone will feel different, so you can experiment and find a style that suits you best. On the flip side, however, if you're someone who prefers a linear narrative, low repetition or a less challenging experience, you might find Hades a bit demanding. However, if you're up for a game that constantly challenges you to learn, improve and adapt, Hades is definitely worth playing. And that's it everyone, thanks for listening to me. Please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. We'll be coming with more content as soon as possible. Have a good evening.